Hello and welcome to my solution for Challenge 6, Bookish. Okay, this was a two-part challenge, the first part being to create the API needed. So, we will take a look at that first. This API needed to export a function loadBooks with two parameters, genre and updated progress function, use the public API provided, use our fetchUtils utility and use a while loop to simulate progress, passing that progress back to the parent. Okay, here is my code for books2.js. First, we import our reusable fetch component. Next, we export loadBooks with the two parameters, the genre and a callback function. Within this function we use the URL dynamically updated with the genre. Next, start the simProgress, simulated progress, at 0 and pass that to the parent, using the callback function. In the parent we will use the progress to update the progress bar on loading. Next, we have a while loop with a timed promise to simulate a delay and increment the progress counter and call the parent. Next, we have the actual awaiting of the fetch using our fetchData function and the dynamic URL. And we need to return the data.works or AB empty array. Note that update progress is a reference to a callback function and we are using that to pass the simulated progress counter back to the parent. And that's our API complete. Next, I'm going to go through the child component. So, we had three requirements here: receive props from parent and handle these, display the books and allow the user to select a book and pass this to parent. Let's look at the code for ch6_child.svelte. We receive two props, books, the array of books selected for a particular genre in the parent, and on book select, a callback function to update the parent with the book selected. Function handle select book is called when you click on any book title in the display, and this uses the callback to pass that selected book back to the parent. ANS last the display of the books with the onClick event listener calling the handler. And that's the child. Now, the main component has several requirements, so rather than repeat these, let's jump into the code and go through this and make sure we meet all the requirements. Open ch6_bookish.svelte. We import the child and our API and declare state and a const for the book genres. Next, we have several functions. Function handle book select, as you might guess from the name, handles the book selection from the child, so this is the callback function passed to the child. This checks if the book selected is already in our saved list, and if it is, increments the existing book count property, otherwise adds the new book as an object with title and count 1. Function handle genre select is next. One of the requirements was to count the number of unique genre views, so note here that we use .add to add the selected genre. I declared unique genre list as a set, and this set will discard any additions that are already in the set. So we have to do a search and add it or not. Set takes care of that neatly. Next, we have an interesting line for books, so I want to explain this. We await loadBooks with two parameters, genre and a callback function. In this case, we are using an anonymous inline function that updates loading progress with whatever value is passed to it. So now if you take a quick look at loadBooks in book2.js, you see that the callback is called update progress, so wherever in loadBooks we use updated progress, we are using the callback function. As you can see, we use this with simProgress to pass back the progress to the parent. So now switch back to function handle genre select. Here, while the books array is loaded, the callback function updates loading progress, which is used in the markup to display the progress bar. Still within the function, we know set is loading to false, which will then trigger the display to enable the genre selection and show books button. Last function is toggle show books. Nothing new there. That's the script. In the markup, we have the title, the genre dropdown and the show books button. Next, the first conditional render for the display of the books, which calls the child component with the selected books and the callback function for updating the selected books list. After this we have that selected books list and we add to this the mystery prize, if the conditions are met, i.e. must have chosen 3 or more books and 3 or more unique genres must have been viewed. Next, the summary numbers for genres viewed, unique books and total books selected. Finally, we have the conditional formatting for the loading the progress display. This uses the HTML5 progress function and this uses the loading progress variable which is updated by the callback function passed to load books and will get re-rendered here as it changes. And this is hidden when loading is completed and isLoading is set to false. And that, my friends, completes this main component and the challenge. I hope that you were able to complete most of this. What part did you find the most challenging? The progress bar? The callback to load books? Please drop a comment or email. Hopefully the callback between parent and child was easier. Okay, this has been quite long already, so I will keep the conclusion short. Here is a quick view of key concepts covered. We covered callback functions to child component and to API. We reused our fetchUtils fetch function and did some more async work with dynamic data fetching and a progress simulation. We worked some more with state management and communicating between components. I said it would be quick. And that's a wrap on my solution to Challenge 6, Chapter 4. Another challenge, another video coming up soon. See you there.